Hey everybody, welcome back to Money and Politics. And you know, some days there's just not much that you can say about the market when it goes down and falls, and pretty much everything I had was down across the board. I think I was down personally, about 7.5% in one day. How's that for a loss? Much of that due to Humble and forwardly. In fact, the funny thing is, as I go through a couple of the few things that actually went up, and you know I'm not a big buyer of penny stocks, but I had two penny stocks, Labor Smart, LTNC, that went up 34%, and Interscope Hearing, IN as in Nancy, INND, and that was up almost 40% to 2 cents. Whoopee. But hey, it was up and I'll take it. And I wanted to talk to you today, and I don't have the link. By the way, I joined on the Discord, which I'm very new at this. The Humble family in the trading room. And I don't have the link to that just right now, but we'll do more of that. So the Discord is where Humble people, actually any number of people can go to Discord, but there's a group put together and you get invited, and I was invited, and we were speaking today about Humble, obviously. And so I'm going to kind of say somewhat the same that I always said here, that as I've noted in the past, you really have to manage your emotions when you're investing in the stock market. You almost have to, I've never used this term before, but have an out-of-body experience where you're not really, you're just watching the market, but you're trying not to emotionally react to every movement. It certainly is fun when it goes up, but it's not fun on days like today when we see that Humble went down today about 14%. And this is right when we thought we were going to have, let's go to a 5-day chart rather. We thought we were going to have, this big uprising in the stock price when we had Humble get its own ticker, which it did on Friday. So here we are today. We're down on Friday. We are down today, down big today. And this is where I say, I don't know why. What I would say is that as long as there's nothing critically wrong with Humble, with the company, then what I will tell you is in the short run, it doesn't matter, because I'm investing for the longer run. And I want to know in the longer run what's going to be happening. And, here's what's going to be happening. Migrating to digital forms of money, and Humble is a part of that. So that's what's going to be happening. And that's why we are investing in this company, right? Because we want to have this company grow, and as long as we got Brian Foote out there, we've got Tickery, we've got the app on its way, a super modular app application for merchants, Tickery, delivery, peer-to-peer commerce, and all that we know is going on, instant ticketing integration for Humble. And that's from Tickery. And the deal we just did down in with the group, this is our 2020 roadmap. So, folks, it's on the website if you want. Go through it one by one. The bottom line is, some days the market goes down for no reason. Now, today there was I believe a $30 billion hedge fund that was liquidated. So that's what's on the mind of a lot of traders, and that's sending some ripples across. And what I will tell you is, and it's frustrating, things like this happen on occasion in the stock market. It's one of the reasons why some people don't like investing in the stock market, because you can go and do everything right and you can pick the right company and some other thing will happen. A few years ago, we had the debt crisis in Greece. Well, what the heck did the debt crisis in Greece have to do with the stocks I own? Nothing directly, but indirectly, people were fearful that we were going to have what they were at the time calling a contagion, that it would be like the game of dominoes, where you have one bank after another. It was hitting the European banks, basically the bankruptcy of Greece. And so there was that fear of an international contagion of us having a collapse. We had the back in 2008, the near collapse, the sell-off, because people were selling, grouping, they were monetizing these home loans, and they were supposed to all be grade A, and they were throwing in the liar loans in. And all of a sudden they found out, oh my God, we've got these, what are supposed to be very, very safe investments, where banks were putting, billions of dollars into them. And all of a sudden, some of these, we were getting a very high loan default rate. And I was like, what the hell happened? So when you get weird, odd things that happen in the world, you get a ship that finally got unstuck in the Suez Canal. They were actually talking, speaking of that, about maybe we would have a run on toilet paper because we weren't going to get as much toilet paper delivered because that ship got stuck in the Suez Canal. So what this tells you, folks, is that we have an integrated marketplace. And sometimes companies like Humble will go down, and not Humble and other things, right? As I say, I was down across the board. Do I like looking at my stock portfolio and saying it was down 7.5% today? No, of course not. But I also know in the big scope of things, it doesn't matter, because the companies that I'm buying are going to grow. They're going to grow. That's it. I've brought up before the picture of, which I don't have available right now, of the S&P 500 over a 50-year period. And there was a lot of bad news that happened over that time period. As I say, the fall of Vietnam, Nixon resigning in 74, the impeachment process against Bill Clinton, the Arab oil embargo of 1973. So just so many things. You got to roll with the punches. But what you saw in that chart was a constant growth. I shouldn't say constant. Over time, it went up dramatically. And that's why time is on your side. Don't try to be a short-time trader because things happen. This is what we're looking at. This is what we're going after. We're going after this growth where we are in an historic period of time where we are moving to, as a world, to digital forms of money. Is that Humble's deal alone? No, we see it in Bitcoin and Ethereum and others. This is a global movement, and it is dramatic. And your company, Humble, is a part of that. And it was like 10,000 years of the horse as the major form of transportation. And then all of a sudden, boom, the automobile came along and changed everything. And it wiped out, as I've said before, wiped out all kinds of people in the horse and buggy field, but it created a better world. How would you like to be going to the hospital? In an ambulance or on the back of a chuck wagon? By horse or by helicopter? So what we are doing and why the world will agree to go along with things like Humble and buy into it is because it is better technology. People buy solutions, and Humble is a solution. So that's the answer. You know, a lot of times when I was talking to a friend a while back, I thought, well, if I want to do this channel, what do I talk about? Because basically what you do is you buy a good company and then you hold on to it. What am I going to talk about every day? And this, you know, it's still true. And so you still kind of wonder, what the heck am I going to talk about every day? Folks, buy good companies. We're going to be looking for developments in Humble. We're going to be looking at how their technology is being integrated. That's what we want to watch. Don't worry about these down days. Humble is not going broke. Humble is going to be growing. In April, we're going to be getting our very first quarterly report, the first of many to come. And I don't think they're going to have all that much earnings. We just ended the very first quarter. Now, wouldn't that be nice if we were pleasantly surprised? But when we have our earnings report, when we get our investor call, I want to hear, are you advancing faster than you thought you were going to be? Are you getting more market penetration in those areas where you've already rolled out the services, like the ETXs? Are people buying into the app, into all the different services as you intended, or are we behind in that? And if we are behind in that, what are we going to do about it? Are we kicking up the marketing budget overseas? What do you expect as far as now that we're going to be reopening the world economy in 2021? These are the things I would be looking at. So that aside, thanks for joining me. I was going to put the link in, and I just didn't have the link right yet for the Discord. But I'll put that up, so if you want to join, it's not my deal, it's another member's, you could do that. Until tomorrow, I was kind of busy going up to tonight, but really there's not a whole lot to talk about. We got to wait. What I would say is this. I should say this. We're going to have a lot more news happening over the next 6 months. We're going to get the first quarter report in April. We're going to get the second quarter report in July. After that, we'll get the third quarter report in October. So that's 6 months away from here. And then we will see. We'll have information, hard numbers. We'll have some good projections on expanding the services. How are they being integrated in the different markets? Are we doing better in Asia than in South America, or vice versa? Those are the things we want to look at, and we'll hear that. And no one's going to remember that on March 29 we went down. What was it? We went down 14%. Yeah, 14.2%, and that we are at $3.20. Hang on to it, folks. You're going to make a lot of money, is what I would say. I can't guarantee it, but it's certainly my strong expectation. It's why I have a lot of my money in Humble. Okay, until tomorrow, we'll be talking, and thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you then.